The woman wished to have a child, and instantly, a little girl appeared before her. The girl made a flower appear in her hand. This flower could make the woman more beautiful and also bring her good fortune. While the woman was still hesitating, the flower vanished from her hands, and the birthmark on her face also disappeared. It turned out that the girl was the little goddess of fortune from heaven, who had been punished for turning everything into gold with her powers. Her master had sent her to the human world, where she could overcome her celestial tribulation only by finding her destined soul tied to her by a golden thread. That's why she had descended to the mortal realm and waited at the temple of the god of fortune. One day, a woman with a plain appearance but a kind heart arrived. The girl immediately saw that the woman's husband was unfaithful. To help her, she revealed herself. Upon learning she was the goddess of fortune, the woman was overjoyed. The girl promised to help her have many children and to restore her confidence. She conjured a magical flower, explaining that it not only enhanced beauty, but also brought good luck and fertility. Curious, the woman took it, and the flower transformed into a golden ray of light that entered her body. The mark on her face vanished instantly, and her appearance became even more beautiful. Just as the woman was about to thank the girl, a furious woman burst into the temple. Her husband had made a wish that morning and died in the afternoon, so she accused the temple of being cursed. The girl cried when she saw the temple being destroyed. The kind woman comforted her and offered to adopt her as a daughter. At that moment, a golden thread appeared between their hands, and the girl realized this woman was her destined soul. She accepted. However, when they arrived home, they found the woman's husband returning after 6 years of war. He brought with him a beautiful young woman and a 6-year-old child. Upon seeing his wife, he looked surprised. She asked why he had brought them. He explained that the woman had saved him during the war, and they had a child together. He had even asked the emperor to grant them a wedding, and in 3 days, the new woman would have the same status as his wife. What he didn't know was that all his military achievements were due to the sacrifices made by his wife's brother. The woman finally realized that her husband had betrayed her long ago. Furious, she immediately demanded a divorce, broke the token of their engagement in front of him, and left with the girl and her maid. That very night, the girl secretly entered the royal treasury and took all the gold and jewels. The next day, she sent them to the man under the name of the god of fortune. Thinking the wealth was a heavenly gift, he rejoiced and decided to keep it, unaware that it was a trap. The girl planned to accuse him of stealing the royal treasure. Now that he had such riches, his family began to scorn his wife's dowry. That same night, they kicked the new woman out of the house and threw divorce papers at her. Desperate, the woman took the girl back home, but the girl wanted to speed up the man's downfall. That night, she snuck into the palace and accidentally entered the emperor's chamber, where she found him unconscious due to a dark energy. She used her powers to purify him, but when he woke up, he mistook her for an assassin and drew his sword. The girl quickly explained that she was the goddess of fortune and had just saved his life. The emperor was still skeptical until she showed her palm, and the evil energy immediately vanished. She explained he had been unconscious for a long time because of that energy. Realizing the truth, the emperor asked if there was anything he could do to thank her. The girl then told him about the man who had abandoned his wife for a mistress and stolen the national treasure. She asked that he inform his father. The emperor had secretly loved the woman all along and had wanted to confess upon his return, but was poisoned and fell unconscious before he could. After saving him, the girl became very weak and had to rest. The emperor's father was astonished to see his son awake, and after a doctor's examination, it was confirmed that he had miraculously recovered. Soon, news spread that the palace treasury had been robbed. The emperor knew who the culprit was and went personally with his guards to the man's house. Meanwhile, the girl continued recovering her powers, but then news came that the man was getting married that night. The woman remembered that her father's sword was still at that house and decided to retrieve it. The girl quickly calculated that the emperor was already on his way to the man's home. Meanwhile, the man was celebrating his wedding with great pomp when the woman stormed in, full of rage.